Hello, YouTube. It is Sunday morning. We are running a little bit late for church. I am starting a new vlog today. I was supposed to start it yesterday, but that didn't happen. But anywho, I will check in with you guys after church, possibly, or after my niece's birthday party, which is later on in the day. I am in the middle of The Girl with a Louding Voice. Hopefully that can be finished today or tomorrow. But yeah, that is the beginning of this vlog. See you later. Well, hello YouTube. Sorry, I'm dropping my sister off. I was making sure she closed her door before I pulled off. I am doing an update or a check-in for the new vlog. Let's say for the new vlog. For this vlog. So did I read after church? Absolutely not. I've done more driving this weekend than I probably have done in a long time. And sorry if my camera's a bit foggy. I've had to use my camera to do a photo shoot. I don't even know if that made it any better or worse. But anyway, I do a photo shoot to make sure that, oh my goodness, what am I saying? I did a photo shoot for my niece's birthday party. My niece just had her birthday party today. So I use my phone for that because Galaxies have some of the best cameras, and you don't need a photography camera when you have a Galaxy, okay? Because it does everything that it needs to do with adjusting, with what are you saying? Backing it up, pulling it forward, zooming in and out. I can't find my language right now, so bear with me. But you know, to make portraits to where it's just on the face, and then everything else is blurry, or it's a portrait of, you know, a group of people and the background is blurry, like beautiful. Okay. So I used my phone for that today, so there was no reading in even before the birthday party. Okay, so I did that photo shoot at the birthday party. Before the birthday party, after church, I had to go pick up my niece and nephew, went to the wrong location, had to go back and get them at where they actually were. So that actually took up more time than I thought. And then when I finally did get home, I was tired. We ate lunch and I was tired. When you get out of church, it's lunchtime. So I took all of them, my kids included, home. We ate lunch. I did stop and get me a Starbucks before I picked up my niece and nephew because I had a gift card and my gift card could only spread so far, and I didn't want to pick them up and not be able to get them anything, because it's just mean. If you are getting to get somebody something, you give everybody something. So at least that's for me, my personal belief. But my kids had not gotten cake pops from Starbucks in a while, so I took them there. They only had the unicorn ones, but it was fine. They loved it anyway. And then my oldest son, he wants to go for drinks now, but he loves green tea. He doesn't like coffee, but he loves green tea, so I got him a tall green tea, but the one with the little bubble stuff in it, I want to say it's like matcha or something. I don't know. But anyway, he got it. He loved it. They all loved it. I got me a cookie crumble mocha. But when I got home, we literally chilled at home for an hour. So, and that hour included eating. So there was no time to actually read any book, listen to anything. If you ever had 5 kids in one house from the ages of 5 to 13, you know that there's no quiet anywhere. Even with the headphones in, you can hear kids. So, okay. So then we left. We went to the birthday party. came back home. I think it was like 6 o'clock when I finally got home, or a couple minutes to 6. So then I just kind of chilled with my husband because I wanted to see him before I had to take my niece and nephew home. So, I mean, in reality, was it unnecessary for me to go all the way back home, drive 20 minutes to go home and then drive back 20 minutes to drop my niece and nephew off? No, it was unnecessary as far as like driving, especially when I had to put more gas in the car now because I drove so much today. It's crazy. But at the same time, it was very necessary because I really wanted to spend time with my husband. He is actually probably getting ready for bed because he usually takes like a 2-hour nap before he goes to work, so that way he can be prepared for the long night shift. So, yeah, it was definitely worth going home. So I just kind of chilled, hung out with my husband, spent a little time. Did I eat dinner? No, because as soon as I got there, my special needs self did not put the rice in the crock pot like I was supposed to. I mean, sometimes, like, when the ADD, ADHD, I forget, sometimes when it's going and you're so distracted, you're just distracted. And man, I was so like here with, because I had to edit the photos, put the photos up. I gave her the photos. There wasn't much editing to be done to the photos, but it was a double birthday party, so I took photos for my sister and for the other young gentleman. He turned 1. He was so cute, so I took photos for there. So I had to get both of those photos together and sent them over because I didn't want anything to do tonight. I want to chill so I can listen to some of the book before I crash. I know that I'm going to crash after dinner. I know that I am. So before I crash, I want to listen to some of the book. So, because not only do I want to listen to some of the book, I actually have a chapter that I need to read for the Christian novel that I'm reading. So, yeah. I probably won't get to both of them, honestly, tonight. And that's just me being honest. Unless what happens is that I go to sleep. No, I get home, I eat, I listen to some of the Girl with a Louding Voice and take a nap. Because I'm probably going to crash while I'm listening to the book because it's audio and I left my hardcover at work, so that I have something to do when I'm in the hallway watching for kids coming out to the restroom during map testing. And probably if I wake up sometime during the night, I'm probably going to... Yeah, so if I wake up during the night, I am probably going to... read my chapter because I always look for something to read when I wake up during the night, if I don't find something on TV to watch. So yeah, there was no reading. I apologize. So I will do another check-in. Today is still Sunday, if I have not said that. So I will do another check-in if I read something tonight. If not, the next check-in will probably be Monday. Yeah, it'll probably be tomorrow. But I'm on my way home. I have another 10 minutes of this drive. I'm gonna go ahead and just listen to 10 minutes of this book. I know some people say it's unnecessary when you have 5 or 10 minutes in the car, but for me, because I have it on 2.0 with the speed, I actually get quite a few pages in there. Not an extremely amount, like, high number, but I get more than if it was on the regular speed. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to some of that until I get home. Still probably may not do a check-in tonight. We'll probably have to do a check-in tomorrow because I got a feeling I'm gonna crash. trash. But if I do a check-in tonight, you'll see me tonight. All right, guys. Till next check-in. Hey, YouTube. I'm doing a check-in. This is the second check-in that I've done since Saturday. So, or is it Sunday? Either way, it's Wednesday, May 19th. It is my sister, my second oldest sister's birthday. Anywho, I'm in traffic. I'm stuck in traffic. I am listening to some more of The Girl with the Loud Voice because I'm stuck in traffic. I've been stuck in traffic for 20 minutes now. I don't know what's going on, but so far I have 2 hours of the book left, and so far it's getting really good, but I'm like super anxious for the ending to happen. It's one, I feel like this book is really good, but it is definitely a suspense. Like, after reading more of the middle of the book, I would definitely classify this book as a suspense, because it keeps you going to the end, because you're like, oh my goodness, please just tell me what's gonna happen. And I can't even tell you anything else without giving away the ending. So yeah, if I say anything else, I'm pretty much giving away the book, and that's not what I want to do either. This traffic is crazy. There's semi trucks all around. People are trying to get down to one lane, and big trucks scare the poo out of me. But yeah, so that's the check-in. I'm not going to do a really long check-in like I usually do, but that is where we are in the book. On chapter 45, there's 56 chapters in the book. 2 hours of audio to listen to, probably a quicker read. I will have some time to read while I'm sitting in the hallway monitoring kids for map testing, so I'll do some more reading, and then I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, back with another unboxing video, and today we have book of the month. Alright, so this video is actually going to be a pretty quick unboxing because my phone's about to die. So, I have 3 books. We have The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. We have Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And then we have True Story by Katie Reed Petty. And then we have the card that says Book of the Month on this side, and it says, I'm a freak between the sheets. This is probably my favorite bookmark out of all of these here lately. So these 2 books I got because I have seen them around BookTube. There's been mixed reviews about this one. This one is kind of just new on the scene. I haven't heard much about it. But reading the synopsis of both of these, have me very intrigued. This one I was told was more like of a slow, kind of like a slow classic sort of like House on Haunted Hill type of, or House on Hill House. Oh my goodness, why can't I get the name? But but that style though, where it's like more suspense type of thing. And this one, well, I think all of them actually. This one is from from May, but I believe all of these fall in the category of suspense and thriller and mystery. But this one just has like an older classic feel, like the classic movies, or not classic movies, but the classic horror books where it's more of like mystery everything, and then at the end something happens, kind of like the old school Dracula, or so Dracula would be one, Frankenstein would be one. yeah, Cheryl Jackson type stories, those things. So I'm not going to read the synopsis like I usually do, but those are my books that I got this month, and I am really glad to dive on in. I'm going to try to get to this one before May is up, but there's no guarantees since I still have 3 of the 5 books that I said I was going to read for May, and it is the 21st of May. So we'll see. But that's all I have for this video. And until next time, bye. Hello, chicken. So this second vlog is a little bit more all over the place. So since the last time I did the check-in for this vlog, I think this is only like the 3rd check-in for this one. I finished Girl with a Loud Voice. Great book, highly recommend. I also started and finished Blended, also a great book, highly recommend. I am starting the 2nd book in the Stephen King Green Mile series, but I'll probably start and finish that within 1 day or 2, because that's kind of an intense series, so got to take some breathers in between, so that might be a start and finish on a separate day. I plan on reading Elevation. I just picked that one up by Stephen King. That's only like a 4-hour read. I think it's like 3 hours and 50 minutes. But I'm also listening to that audiobook on Overdrive, so, and I have it up on 2, so that may be even less than 4 hours. What is the other one called? I think it's called like Dreamland I can't remember. I genuinely just looked at the book and I can't remember. But I have the cover in my mind, and I know it's something about dreamland or dreaming. But my son had to read it for school, and he was like, "Mom, this is a really good book. I know you'll like it." I think I only have like 6 days left with that book. So I'm trying to read that book and Concrete Rose, because it took me forever to get the audiobook for Concrete Rose. But I had other books in front of that one that I had to read and turn back in before I could check them out. And the reason why I'm like so on top of the books this go around is because it's taking forever for me to actually get the books when I put a hold on them, because everyone's reading books, lately. Well, I would say lately, but everyone's always reading books. But it just seems like the books that I want, I'm like 40 something in line to get these books to even read them. So it's taken a couple of weeks. I put Concrete Rose in like 2 months ago, and I just got it, and it couldn't even get to it right away, and I got like 6 days left with it. So I'm like, I need to read both of those books. So Concrete Rose, I can't remember how long that book is, but I think I'm gonna do this blog for the rest of the month and just keep it, I guess whatever it is right now. So I don't know, I don't remember the day or date of my last check-in, but today is Thursday, May 27th. So it'll be spotty, and I'll just keep this blog for the rest of the month, and just do check-ins. So checking in now, I was going to start Dreamland Escaping, actually, now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud. I was going to start that one today, but because I have 6 days left with that one as well. But that one's easier for me to get and to check out. It's not really a popular book among adults. I think it's just more popular among teens, but not all teens, maybe just certain teens or middle schoolers. Well, they're still teens. because that was my first time hearing about it, is when his teacher assigned it to him. So I'm not even sure, like, really how popular it is, or if the teacher just came across a set of books and was just like, hey. And the reason she ended up assigning that one to him is because of the topic that they chose. They chose, well, I don't know if you really would say it's a political topic. Some people would say it's a political topic. People of color would say it's more of an everyday topic. But they chose civil rights and Jim Crow, like that topic, him and his friends. So they all agreed on this book and like 2 other books. I think the real Jim Crow was one of the books, this book and another book, but they couldn't do the real Jim Crow because it had to be a realistic fiction. It couldn't be a nonfiction book. So then she was like, well, pick between these 2 books, and then they picked this book. They had another book right before this one, and I read that one, and it was good, and I think I talked about it in another video, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But I know the cover is a picture of a young man who played, I want to say it was saxophone on the front of it. I can't think straight right now. But I'll probably find it and insert it somewhere on the screen so you can see the name of the book. But that one was also a really good book. I can remember everything that happened in that book, but I can't remember the name of the book. And that one was also a really good book. And this one was their second book. So I'm going to read that one, but I think I'm going to wait until after I read Concrete Rose, because I don't want Concrete Rose to go back to the library and then I have to wait another 2 months to read it. So I think I'm going to do Concrete Rose first. So next time I check in, I will let you guys know how Concrete Rose went. Check in. It is Saturday. It is Saturday, February 29th. And the last time I checked in, I wasn't sure what book I was going to read. And I had, I'm pretty sure I told you guys I had finished Girl with a Loud Voice, and then I wasn't sure what book that I was going to read. Well, I had picked Concrete Rose because, like I was saying, Dreamland Burning was a good book that was like easy for me to get back in. It wasn't, it's not requested as much as I would think that it would be. It's a really good, my son says it's a really good read. I was supposed to read it before he did, but he actually was assigned it in class. So it expired on my Overdrive as the audiobook, but I still have it on my Kindle until like June 19th for the ebook read. So, sorry. I just woke up, so I got all kind of crusties in my eyes. So what I'm going to do is pause reading that, since I still have that one for a while. I checked out and read or listened to Concrete Rose on the Overdrive app all the way through. I started it Thursday, finished it yesterday, because it was a day at work without students. So we were using that time to put in grades and to pack up some things that we already had boxes for to pack up. So I was packing up some stuff in my room, pretty much the entire library. I used the free app on the Booksource website, and you can download it because it's like Booksource Organizer as an app, I believe it is. So I downloaded it on my phone, and I can put books in either on my phone or through the computer by typing in the ISBN or scanning it. So I pretty much scanned in my whole library. I just need a way to keep it organized, see what books I have and I don't have, see what books that over time I probably just need to pull out altogether and just move them to a different place, because some of my books are not kindergarten. Actually, some of them are kindergarten, because I did intervention for a long time for K through 6th grade. So I do have some books that are kindergarten. Now, some of those books I'm not going to completely let go, and here's why. Some students I know I will get over the years that cannot place sounds with letters, and I'll probably need to do a small group of intervention with them to help them get up to where they need to be. Um, and I've seen it done in classrooms before, but that's where I need to utilize what books to keep, what books not to keep. I still can't keep everything. After scanning everything, and I um, between March and now, I've acquired, and I didn't know this until I scanned them all in, because before, okay, let me rewind. Before last week, when I first started scanning some of the books that some of the teachers have given me that I've gone through. Now, mind you, I don't keep everything because I just know that some books are just, they need to go, right? Um, I had only like 400 and something books that was scanned in. And then even then, when I went through it, there were some issues with the scanning of some of the books that the scans didn't take. So it didn't recognize it as a book or having an author. Um, so that's where you have to put it in manually and, with the ISBN and give it a title and everything. So it makes it easier for the kids to check out. But I hadn't done that. So I took out like over 100 and some books. So it was like 300 and some books. But some of those books are book club books where there's like 6 or 7 copies for one book. So during independent reading time, instead of kids like reading on their own, which makes independent reading sometimes a little bit hard for some kids, I want to do book clubs. So they can meet up and talk about their books, or they can just meet up and read in the back of the room. They can start with chapters 1 through 3. Everybody reads chapters 1 through 3. If you get finished early, then you get your own independent reading book and you read until everyone's finished, and then you can have a discussion about it. And they can do that for however long it takes that group to do their book club, right? So I will have to come up with questions for book club. So if anyone has any suggestions about that, can you please put it in the chat? Because most of these books are 5th grade books, so they're 3 through 5, but a lot of them are 5th grade books. So I need, critical thinking questions. But yeah, I scanned in all those books. I have like over 1,000 something books. Most of them have anywhere between 5 to 7 copies. And then there's some that only have 2. So if you want to buddy read with someone, you could buddy read instead of having like a whole group of people. You can take all the rest of the day in your room too, because that's yours.
I was going to bring this in.
Yeah, you can bring that in too. You could go take that first and come back for those.
But
what?
I don't want to.
I don't want to keep all your stuff on my couch.
We're going to have to.
Oh my goodness. Kids think that everywhere in this house is their room. So yes. Anyway, back to the vlog. I read all those books, or I said all those books. I read Concrete Rose because I was scanning in all those books yesterday, and didn't have any kids. So Concrete Rose is finished. Great book. Highly recommend that read. Now I'm actually gonna sit down and finish the rest of this book, and I believe I only have 2 chapters left. The reason this one is taking me so long is because the chapters are big, and I think I've gotten used to books with smaller chapters. I also finished, it's all the way over there on the table, I'm not going to get up and get it. I also finished Whatever Happened to Interracial Relationships, or Interracial Love. Whatever Happened to Interracial Love. It was okay. I think I gave it a 3 stars on Goodreads. It wasn't that it was bad. It's just the writing style is not for me. I think the issues that were addressed were great issues, even of the time, to consider and not even to consider, to address, and get down to the bottom of it. But the read was slow. It was confusing. Some of the stories linked, but some of the stories linked, but it was like first it would be the story, then it would be the backstory, and then it would be the story again. But it wasn't all in one story, like a flashback. It was literally like one entire story was this. Then the next story was like a prequel, or in the next story would be kind of explaining the two. And then sometimes they didn't link at all. They were just separate stories. But then within that story, it was confusing. Some of it was like it went back and forth between like an easy to read style and then an academia style where some of the words were just like huge and you had to look up some of the words. um and not necessarily like huge like long words, just like some of them were like short words that I had never heard of, and I had to go and look them up, and then I was like, oh, that's what that word mean, and then it was easy to remember them. But it was just a really, some of the storyline was confusing. There were two stories in there that I didn't even quite understand. And then some of them I did understand, but then I didn't even know what's the point of some of this. Like, it was weird. It was weird. But I'll get into the rest of that on the wrap up video. But so I read that. I have not started The Stand at all. I know that was one of the books I said I was going to read for this month. No, I take it back. I did start it. I have not read any more other than starting it. I think I got like the first 3 or 4 chapters, which is, and it's a really good book, and it's a really like not complicated read at all. It's definitely dystopian, which is right up my alley, but I just haven't gotten back into it because I was like, oh, let's just read some of these smaller books before I get to the bigger book. And then I started getting in some of the books for in my Overdrive app that I had requested like months ago. So I was like, oh, I better start reading these because I don't know when the next time I'll be able to get those back. And it's the same with The Stand. I don't know when I'm going to get that book back because it took me like a month or so to get it back. And yes, I have the hard copy, but when a book is that thick, you also need help with the audio. So I don't know what's going on through my mind. I think I have like 4 days left with the book. I will request it again, but right now I have 4 days left with it. So I'm going to finish this little bit and then try to get on to The Stand. Hopefully get a good chunk of the way through it before I have to return it. Or before they take it, because you don't return it. You only return the book if you get finished with it early. They pretty much just take it off your list. But I will put in another request for it, and if I get that request while I'm still doing this blog, then I'll finish reading it, but it's going to be doubtful that I get it. It's still been a good reading month. I also read 3 books with my classroom. One of them is The Legend of Paper, Rock, Scissors. That is the one that I remember like by title, because I had never read it, and it is the most hysterical read I think I did with the class. It was just a read aloud, just kind of get them to relax and get ready for school. It, I think, really is like a 3rd grade book, and it was, I'm right now a long-term sub for a 5th grade classroom. So, and it's only to the end of the school year, so I literally had them for 8 days. They're sweethearts. But, yeah, it wasn't really a big read, so it was just fun. We just wanted something fun to do. I recommend everybody to go and read it. I don't care how old you are. It's hilarious. And if you want it to be like even more hilarious, go on YouTube and just look at the video for it on YouTube. But anyway, I'm babbling. This is the longest check-in I think I've done. It's like over 12-minute check-in. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then I will come back with another check-in and let you know what I've decided as far as The Stand, or if I've picked up another book. Hello. So, I am checking in. My hair does not look fabulous at all. I have to re-twist it, which I probably won't do until Monday. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to use my Memorial Day to do it. Probably throw this up in a wrap, or put a wrap around it. Or I may just shine it up and leave it as is, to be honest. May not have time to do anything other than that. Pin it up over here and put some of my shine in it and keep it going. Messy dreads sometimes look good, so why not messy twists, right? Maybe if I doll my face up, I'll look good. Anyway, the real check-in. So, I have 21 pages left in this book, and then I will be completely finished with it. Hold on. Give me a sec. Sorry, my boys were having an issue. One boy always makes a fort on the other boy's bed and then told the boy who he made the fort on the bed that he can't sit on his own bed. I don't know why they always do that to each other. Anyway, as I was saying, I have 21 pages of this book to finish, and it will be done. This is a good read. I do recommend it. I can say at times it has been hard to get through it. I do think that I should have finished it way before now. But the reason I find it hard to get through is because the chapters are long. It's not even that the information is repetitive, because yes, from one Christian book to another Christian book, unless it's like Christian fiction, it is repetitive. And even in Christian fiction, just like any other genre of fiction, it can be repetitive. You just have to dial it up to make your own, right? This is, to me, repetitive in some parts, because some of the things he said at the beginning of the book, he's just restating at the end of the book, and it's not necessarily in a different way. Sometimes it's just in the same way. But I don't know. There's still something good about it being repetitive, right? But the thing that makes it tough is that the chapters are long. They're not broken up. This entire book is 6 chapters, and it's 183 pages, and it's 6 chapters. That's just long. And I honestly don't prefer long chapters, because it makes it hard for me to find stopping points, because especially when it comes to scriptural things, it makes it harder for me to get through, because it is a lot of information that's taken in. Sometimes they touch on scriptures in books of the Bible that I haven't completely studied yet, that I may be just beginning to study, or I've only read one time and I need to read it, 10 more times. So all that information coming in at one time can be a bit too much if the chapters being so long, because like I said, my preference, I prefer to read smaller chapters where I can read the chapter and then marinate on it. I like to use the word marinate. I know that's not the word to use. I think it's more like meditate. But yeah, I like to meditate with that chapter, marinate with that chapter. Take it all in, do some of the research that I'm getting out of each chapter. With the chapters being so long with this one, the pauses in the reading has been longer. So I stop if I find something interesting, and I'll go do research on what I found that was interesting. And in some parts, if it just brings like a song to mind, which I don't know about anybody else, but there's, scripture that comes up that I know for sure the song came from it. And there's also the artist's backstory. So I like to pause, write down the scripture next to where I find it in the reading, write down that song, and then I like to pause and just take what I just read in, and then I'll put the song on YouTube or find it on Pandora, and I'll listen to it. And then I'll come back to it. And then sometimes I'll even take this further. After listening to the song, I'll find like the artist's backstory, whether it's on Google, the backstory for the song, whether it's on Google or on YouTube. And then I'll come back to my reading. But sometimes that could be like days in between or hours in between, and sometimes just as simple as like a couple minutes in between. But because of the start and stop with the chapters being so long, it's hard to just, I don't know, it's hard to say like I'll read 2 chapters this week and read those full 2 chapters when the chapters are so long. But like I said, it's a good read. It's an easy read. And what I mean like easy read is that the words aren't too hard. Like you're not fumbling over a lot of hard words. And you don't stop and pause to look up so many words as it is the events that took place. And I personally don't mind having to stop and look up events. I'd much rather do that than stop and look up words every 3 words while I'm reading, or every 3 sentences while I'm reading. And that's how I feel with academia books. They have to stop every 3 words or every 3 sentences, and sometimes every sentence. So, and that is a different vibe than looking up events. And some academia, you look up events too. So I'm not saying that it's all just one way, but I just don't like long chapters. But so far, so good. I am going to have to take a pause. It's about, what time is it? Let me see. It's 4:10. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to pause because I have to get ready for a bachelorette party. One of my BFFs is getting married. And I want to go and support her. So I'm going to pause so I can get myself together, get my face done, go get her a gift, and also got to stop at the store before I go get her a gift and get Sunday school stuff, and then get my kids some food. It'll probably be pizza. I'm saying it low because I want to surprise them. But yeah, I got to get all that done before 6:30, and it is 4:10. Thank goodness that the Dollar Tree is right down the street, because that's my first stop with Sunday School's Craft. So my next check-in I will probably do tomorrow after church. Is when I'll see myself getting the other 20 pages read, because the party doesn't start until 7:30, and there's no way I'm going to come back after driving an hour, or not an hour, I think it's like 30 minutes there, and having to drive 30 minutes back. And it would be like 10 something at night. I don't think I'll be awake to read. Well, not awake. I don't think I'll be wanting to read that late. But if I do, I'll check in tomorrow and let you know that I finished it. If not, then I'll check in tomorrow and let you know that I will finish the rest of the 21 pages. So that's my check-in. Bye.